darling heart, and welcome to this episode of the Drink Less, Live Better podcast. This is the podcast that helps you to see that drinking less doesn't need to be stressful, lonely, or boring. I'm your host, Sarah Williamson, and I decided to have a year alcohol-free as a little life experiment and haven't looked back. I'm here to support you with your alcohol-free or drink less adventures. You can follow me on Instagram at Drink Less, Live Better and find resources on my website, drinklesslivebetter.com. I hope you enjoy this podcast episode. Let's get straight to it. To succeed. It's been a long time since we had a poetry episode on the podcast, and I don't know why I haven't shared this one with you before now. It's a poem about success that completely reframes how we think about achievement and fulfillment. Thank you, Ralph Waldo Emerson. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. It's a poem that I had on a small desk calendar at work over 15 years ago, and I took that page and transferred it to my diary. Every year since, I've moved it from diary to diary. Yes, I do still use a paper diary. This is the poem I see and read most often in my life. I think this poem offers amazing wisdom hidden in what might seem like simple sentiments. Shall we break it down a bit for analysis? The poem opens with the mention of laughter. Not achievement, not wealth, not status, but laughter. To laugh often and much. I love that. Success might just be laughing. When was the last time you truly laughed? Not a polite chuckle or a social media reaction, but that deep belly-shaking laughter that comes from real, genuine joy or absurdity or connection with others. Mine was yesterday. A friend was poking fun at me for something I'd done really badly last week. We laughed our heads off at the time, and we laughed all over again yesterday, telling another friend all about it. Tears, proper laughing, crying. I loved it. It was brilliant. Let's never take ourselves so seriously that we forget to experience such fun. The poem moves on to mention duality. To win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children. Notice the distinction here. Respect from the wise, affection from the innocent. These require completely different qualities in a person. Gaining respect from intelligent people demands competence, integrity, thoughtfulness. But earning the affection of children, that requires playfulness, authenticity, and the ability to see the world through curious eyes. Most of us focus on impressing adults, our bosses, our peers, our professional networks, but children are unforgiving judges of authenticity. They're drawn to people who are genuine, who aren't performing or pretending. If you can hold both intellectual respect and childlike affection, you're living with remarkable balance. The poem then mentions earning the appreciation of honest critics. This line makes me think. We usually run from criticism, don't we? We surround ourselves with people who might only point out our best sides, or we might avoid feedback altogether. But honest critics, those who see our flaws and point them out with care, those are gifts. They help us grow. The poem suggests that success includes being the kind of person who can receive and appreciate difficult truths. And then comes perhaps the most challenging line. To endure the betrayal of false friends. Notice it doesn't say avoid betrayal or prevent it. It says endure it. This acknowledges a harsh reality, that living fully, loving deeply and taking risks means you will sometimes be hurt by people you trusted. Success isn't about building walls to prevent pain. It's about developing the resilience to survive disappointment and keeping your heart open anyway. Then the next part of the poem shifts to our relationship with beauty and others. To appreciate beauty, to find the best in others. In our cynical age, this feels almost radical. We're trained to spot flaws, to critique, to tear down. But the poem asks us to be seekers of beauty and goodness. This doesn't mean being naively optimistic. It means consciously choosing to look for what elevates rather than what diminishes. To leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. I love the scope here. From the intensely personal to the broadly social, your contribution might be raising one child well, or tending a small garden, or working towards social justice. The scale doesn't matter. What matters is the intention to leave things better than you found them. The poem concludes with perhaps the most powerful line: to know even one life has breathed easier because you lived. Just one life, not millions, not thousands, just one. This is success distilled to its essence, making existence a little easier, a little brighter, a little more bearable for another human being. In our culture obsessed with metrics and achievements, this poem offers a different scorecard. It measures success, not by what you accumulate, but by how you connect. Not by what you achieve, but by how you love. Not by your impact on the world, but by your impact on individual lives. And that feels really important to me. Thank you for listening in today. Come back again next week. Check out the show notes for a link to a hidden podcast episode that will help you with your 5 p.m. cravings and details about my one-to-one life coaching and sober coaching programs. And P.S. I believe in you.